This is. As Mu Yingying's gentle exclamation filled the air, the expressions of Xiao Yan and the spirit of the ghost-faced soul flame grew increasingly serious. Standing before them was none other than their traveling companion, Yin Qi. Master, Yin Qi, enveloped in a fiery sacred flame aura, spoke respectfully to the blood demon envoy behind him, his pupils mirroring the blood-red hue identical to that of Fudong. Yin Qi, you've done well. My efforts on you have not been in vain, the blood demon envoy declared with unrestrained arrogance in his voice, clearly delighted by Yin Qi's respect. What is going on? Xiao Yan muttered, aware of the gravity of the situation. Could it be that even those who practice the sacred flames path in human form are susceptible to the control of the extraterritorial evil clan? I didn't expect such a possibility, murmured the spirit of the ghost-faced soul flame, his gaze growing heavy with contemplation. Looks like the blood demon envoy is involved in some unspeakable schemes. Brother. Suddenly, a panicked cry came from nearby. In an instant, disregarding the presence of Fudong, Mu Yingying darted towards Yin Qi with a burst of speed. Yingying, calm down. Xiao Yan's voice was cold as he swiftly followed her. Through his senses, Xiao Yan realized that the evil aura surrounding Yin Qi was even more potent than that of Fudong. If Mu Yingying were to rush in recklessly, the outcome might be dire. Bang! 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 Despite Xiao Yan's attempt to stop her, he was a step too late. Mu Yingying's slender figure collided with Yin Qi, who was under the blood demon envoy's control. Yet, Yin Qi showed no sign of emotional reaction as the fiery sacred flame surged towards her. Are you crazy? Xiao Yan leaped forward, using his physical strength to withstand Yin Qi's attack. Though successful, the burning sacred flame still inflicted searing pain upon him. Even at his current strength, having reached mid-7-star Do D, and with the fusion of Fireheart Rock and Little E, Xiao Yan was staggered by the scorching might of Yin Qi's sacred flame. It spoke volumes of its terrifying power. My brother! Mu Yingying cried out, rescued by Xiao Yan, torn between her controlled brother and the injured Xiao Yan. Her eyes welled with tears, but she bravely fought them back. Ever since the manifestation of the sacred flame, she and Yin Qi had depended on each other, transforming into humans and now tragically separated. Yet, upon finally reuniting with Yin Qi, she faced this harrowing scene, leaving her feeling adrift and alone. I'm here, Xiao Yan whispered, understanding her vulnerability. Now was not the time for words, just a gentle reassurance to fortify her fragile heart. Xiao Yan, please save my brother, Mu Yingying implored softly. Acknowledging the gravity of the moment, she surrendered her hope to Xiao Yan, aware that she couldn't handle it alone. I promise, Xiao Yan vowed quietly. Mu Yingying's tension eased a bit, though he knew that if Yin Qi reached the brink of peril, Mu Yingying would risk her own life to save him without hesitation. Senior, if we join forces, can we subdue, or at least restrain him? Xiao Yan turned to the spirit of the ghost-faced soul flame for counsel. I doubt it, the spirit replied cautiously. Though the blood demon envoy only wields half his strength, it's enough to hold me down. Yin Qi's power, being sacred flame incarnate, is formidable. It's curious that even under the control of the extraterritorial evil clan, he can still wield sacred flame power without succumbing to their corruption. Subduing him would be incredibly difficult. Moreover, it feels like his sacred flame potency surpasses both of ours, the spirit added thoughtfully. The ranking among sacred flames is significant. Even a single rank difference means a colossal gap in power. This is troublesome. I never expected this blood demon envoy to be so clever, actually finding a way to control the sacred flame in the great thousand worlds. The soul-devouring talisman inside Xiao Yan's body slowly voiced. Senior, you know? Upon hearing this, Xiao Yan was immediately overjoyed, for they only had a cursory understanding of their current predicament, and it seemed that they had to rely on the soul-devouring talisman. I know a bit. The great thousand worlds is full of wonders, and naturally, there are some ignorant individuals attempting to communicate with the extraterritorial evil clan. So, it's only natural that some wicked practices emerged. The reason this blood demon envoy can control the sacred flame is likely related to these people. Although I don't know the exact method, I'm confident this won't last long. Don't you have Yin Qi's spirit of the sacred flame within you? Now we can only try and see if this is of any use. Advised the soul-devouring talisman. Spirit of the sacred flame? Xiao Yan nodded. However, the sacred flame's soul seed had transformed into a faint glimmer and was hidden deep within his soul sea, showing no signs of activity. The sacred flame is being controlled, likely because its mind is temporarily shrouded. Only by rekindling a resonance with the sacred flame soul seed can its consciousness be awakened. The soul-devouring talisman added, "This is the last straw for survival. It absolutely must not be lost," Xiao Yan solemnly remarked. "Ha ha ha. Xiao Yan, ghost-faced soul flame. Let me show you my greatest creation of thousands of years. Yin Qi, kill them for me." Soon after, the blood demon envoy let out a maniacal laugh. "Yes, my master." Initially motionless, Yin Qi's pupils began to tremble, and an indescribable wave of scorching heat slowly emanated from his body. This is the true power of the sacred flame. Xiao Yan and his companions below became extremely alert, as they knew Yin Qi was wielding the most primordial force of the sacred flame. Rumble. A blood-red flame, like liquid blood, slowly erupted from Yin Qi, floating in the sky. What intense sacred flame power! Even my heart Skyfire quartz is intimidated, exclaimed Xiao Yan after fusing with little E, having taken a huge leap in both strength and fire control, yet still feeling compelled to comment. "This guy's sacred flame rank must be exceptionally high," uttered the spirit of the ghost-faced soul flame. Ranked 24th among heavenly flames, even the ghost-faced soul flame felt a deep fear towards the sacred flame within Yin Qi. Sigh, forget it. Xiao Yan wanted to inquire about Yin Qi's sacred flame for Mu Yingying but refrained, seeing her lost in thought. Boom, boom, boom. It wasn't long before the domain, where the ghost-faced soul flame sealed the blood demon envoy's sacred flame, was filled with a pungent blood-scented aroma, resembling an apocalyptic scenario coloring the landscape in red, even causing the greenish magma to shiver. "Lowly ants, dare to offend my king's majesty. Meet your demise." Yin Qi, enveloped in fire-red sacred flame power, arrogantly proclaimed toward Xiao Yan's group. "What's happening? My blood is boiling?" As Yin Qi spoke, Xiao Yan was taken by surprise. Surrounded by Yin Qi's sacred fire, the greenish magma was overpowered, and Xiao Yan sensed something amiss. "Big brother, it must be a trait of Yin Qi's sacred flame. Just as your heart Skyfire quartz has unique control over stones," little E suddenly pointed out from within Xiao Yan. "Yin Qi's sacred flame likely has a mysterious effect on blood. Be cautious," Xiao Yan advised, uneasy as his blood coursed fervently. Boom. Yin Qi's eyes turned vicious as he raised his hands, unleashing a dazzling firestorm toward Xiao Yan and the ghost-faced soul flame, a terrifying scene reminiscent of Doomsday. "Watch out," Xiao Yan warned, his expression grave, and cautioned the ghost-faced soul flame, knowing it had spent much energy against the blood demon envoy and Yin Fudong, leaving it somewhat depleted. Bang! 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 Xiao Yan's hand shot up, channeling a brilliant wave against Yin Qi's firestorm. Thud! His fire, infused with heart Skyfire quartz and vibrant heavenly flames, was instantly engulfed by Yin Qi's blood-colored flames. "Not good. Go watch over Mu Yingying for a bit," Xiao Yan instructed before little E took off swiftly. Meanwhile, Xiao Yan and the spirit of the ghost-faced soul flame looked gravely at the roaring crimson flames approaching them. In no time, the fiery red blaze enveloped both Xiao Yan and the spirit of the ghost-faced soul flame. "Such intense energy fluctuations," Xiao Yan remarked in a deep voice, feeling his strength decrease to a mid-7-star Do-D without little Yi's fusion. "Senior," Xiao Yan began, but the spirit of the ghost-faced soul flame appeared visibly weaker. "My power stems from the sacred flame. I was tasked with guarding the spirit of the sacred flame of the ghost-faced soul. Having used too much energy before, I'm afraid I can't handle both the blood demon envoy and Yin Qi." The spirit shook its head slowly. Just as they finished speaking, the blazing red sacred flame surged madly into their bodies, seemingly intent on devouring their own sacred flames. Be careful. The struggle between sacred flames is fierce. If your sacred flame is swallowed, you might die instantly, whispered the ghost-faced soul flame. So, it wants to consume me. Let's see who devours whom. Xiao Yan thought as the earthy yellow sacred flame power within him surged to resist the crimson blaze. Meanwhile, deep inside, the heaven-scorching mantra moved at high speed. Suddenly, a mysterious silver radiance emanated from Xiao Yan, halting the advance of the red flames, which were unable to penetrate through the silver barrier. With its target lost, the crimson fire attacked the ghost-faced soul flame instead, intensifying its pressure. What kind of cultivation technique does this guy practice? I've never heard of anything so terrifying, murmured the ghost-faced soul flame, trying to support itself despite the dire situation, contemplating a retreat. Are you all right? Littly asked Mu Yingying, puzzled as to why her brother sent her to protect her but not questioning him. Brother? He's using his original power, Mu Yingying noted. Be careful. Use Do Qi to halt your blood flow, Mu Yingying suddenly shouted. Stop the blood flow temporarily? Little E, although puzzled, followed the advice. Since Xiao Yan was shielded by the mysterious power of the heaven-scorching mantra, he ignored it, and the ghost-faced soul flame followed suit. At their level, stopping the blood flow temporarily was a simple feat. As they did so, the crimson flames began to retreat back to Yin Qi. But just as everyone thought Yin Qi ceased his attack, Mu Yingying suddenly thrust forward, cutting her palm with a celestial sword, letting a drop of blood fall. Shocked by Mu Yingying's action, Little E and the ghost-faced soul flame were confused, while Xiao Yan's eyes suddenly narrowed, sensing impending danger. Brother, you've always protected me. Now, let me. Mu Yingying said before a cerulean aura enveloped her, calming the agitated emotions within Little E and the others. Perish. With a mind controlled by the blood demon envoy, Yin Qi glanced indifferently at Mu Yingying and called out. Instantly, the entire sacred flame space became a vast fiery blade, whistling toward Mu Yingying. Brother, wake up. Mu Yingying stood unafraid as her cerulean flame grew, transforming into a beautifully ethereal bird, confronting Yin Qi. The ethereal bird, imbued with the cerulean flame, seemed to cleanse the soul as it launched an assault on Yin Qi. A massive clash of sacred flames ensued, threatening to obliterate the sacred flame space, leaving everyone else overwhelmed. This Mu Yingying, too reckless. Yin Qi's power is that of a true Do Xian, impossible. This will get her killed. Xiao Yan, with his keen senses, recognized the eye of the impending storm. This girl, the spirit of the ghost-faced soul flame said, the weight of the situation heavy in its voice. The power within Big Brother is rapidly condensing. What is he up to? Little E was beginning to feel nervous. Swoosh swoosh. A sibling rivalry. Is it? It's quite admirable, really. Ha ha ha. The blood demon envoy, standing next to Yin Qi, laughed heartily. Fire. Ghost-faced soul flame. From a distance, In Fudong muttered a few words while his gaze remained fixed on the ghost-faced soul flame. Ether. Sacred radiance. Mu Yingying was also in a tough situation. She knew well that relying on her own strength alone wasn't enough to completely defeat her brother. After all, their powers as the spirit of the sacred flame and their human transformations were vastly different. Yet, Mu Yingying, with her unique attributes of sacred flame power, still wanted to try. If she could awaken Yin Qi's consciousness, it would surely be a joyous occasion for all. Boom! As soon as Mu Yingying's words fell, an indescribably brilliant flame erupted, gathering around the azure ethereal bird. Chirp, chirp, chirp. The immense power was injected once again into the body of the azure ethereal bird formed by the sacred flame, causing it to swell violently. The red beak below its forehead suddenly opened, and a voice as pure as a heavenly tune echoed throughout the sacred flame space. Brother, wake up! After completing everything, Mu Yingying's energy weakened significantly, clearly at the end of her strength. Yet, Her gaze remained fixed on Yin Qi. Yin Qi, who had been focusing on condensing a powerful attack, didn't expect Mu Yingying to have such means. As the ethereal bird's call spread, he was plunged into agony. Humph. I see you two really do share a deep sibling bond. But this is the end. The blood demon envoy realized the mystical power of the sacred flame in the ethereal bird's call. He snorted coldly as blood demon golden qi began to surge around Yin Qi once more. Danger. Run. Yin Qi was torn between the ethereal bird's cleansing call and the blood demon's sinister influence, the demonic aura in him continuously ebbing away, leaving him in extreme pain, uttering broken syllables. Yin Qi. The blood demon envoy, seeing the stalemate of forces within Yin Qi, hesitated briefly before shouting. Thud. As soon as the blood demon envoy spoke, 3 drops of sinister blood erupted. When those 3 drops of malevolent blood appeared, nearly all forces in the space seemed to reject it vehemently. It actually cost me 3 drops of demon blood? Kill her for me. As the 3 drops of demon blood entered Yin Qi's body, he was no longer tormented by the ethereal bird's call, and his pupils filled with a strange murderous intent as he charged at Mu Yingying. Brother, I did my best. Seeing the last trace of agony vanish from Yin Qi's face and replaced by a cold, unfeeling aggression, Mu Yingying murmured softly before closing her eyes, her energy utterly expended to the point of no return. Die. Yin Qi paid no heed, his form bursting forth, a fiery red blaze forming in his palm, reaching Mu Yingying within a breath. Boom, boom, boom. The blast resounded throughout the heavens and earth. Sigh, at this rate, she might not survive. The spirit of the ghost-faced soul flame remarked as Yin Qi attacked, knowing that not even Xiao Yan could intervene in time now. Just as the spirit of the ghost-faced soul flame finished its thought, it looked towards Xiao Yan, only to find he had vanished without a trace. Thud. As the spirit of the ghost-faced soul flame and literally expressed their shock, a familiar figure appeared right before Mu Yingying. How could? Don't. Mu Yingying, who had just shut her eyes against the impending doom, sensed an overwhelming destructive force approaching. She tried to fight but found herself powerless, ultimately resigning. Yet, strangely, no pain came. Unable to resist, she opened her eyes. Tears, like a breached dam, streamed uncontrollably as her gaze focused on a figure she recognized placed protectively before her. Xiao Yan. He was enveloped in a golden sheen, his earth-yellow flame aura dimming, and most notably, the crack of breaking bones echoed from his chest. I promised you, I will bring him back. Despite the severe injuries inside him, Xiao Yan forced a smile as he spoke to Mu Yingying below. Big brother. Xiao Yan. Little E and the spirit of the ghost-faced soul flame, ignoring the searing heat of the Yin Qi flames, shot towards him. Even little Yi's pupils were veined with blood-red streaks. Thud. Just as Xiao Yan finished speaking, another surge of force erupted from Yin Qi, slamming his fist hard against Xiao Yan's chest. However, during this moment of close contact, Xiao Yan managed to transfer a colorless soul seed of the sacred flame into Yin Qi's body. Swoosh. Receiving another heavy blow, Xiao Yan was sent flying backward, appearing quite disheveled. Xiao Yan. Mu Yingying couldn't hold back her tears any longer and rushed forward to him. Deserved. Yin Qi said softly after wounding Xiao Yan, though a tear slipped from his eye. Ha ha ha. Well done, Yin Qi. The blood demon envoy laughed, seeing Xiao Yan in such dire straits. Kill that girl for me now. Yes. Yin Qi replied and immediately pursued Mu Yingying to inflict further harm. Blood demon envoy. You've gone too far. The spirit of the ghost-faced soul flame became agitated, a wild idea igniting in its mind. Too far? This world of ours is one where the strong eat the weak. You are weak, so you can only be devoured. Hence, you all must die. The blood demon envoy declared, the dazzling blood demon golden qi on his body bursting forth, clearly intending to team up with Yin Qi to annihilate everyone present completely. Ha ha ha. Blood Demon Envoy, aren't you celebrating a bit too early? The ghost-faced soul flame's pupils glinted with madness as it laughed. Spirit of the ghost-faced soul flame, what are you plotting? The Blood Demon Envoy asked, sensing the fierce tremor of the sacred flame's power emanating from the spirit. Ha ha ha. Blood Demon Envoy, even you have your fears? Aren't you asking a question you already know the answer to? The spirit laughed heartily in the face of the Blood Demon Envoy's sudden cowardice. Damn it. If you self-destruct, everyone here will die, and the spirit of the sacred flame will also vanish completely. The Blood Demon Envoy roared. If the spirit of the sacred flame self-destructed, the resulting power in this sacred flame realm would be more than his strength could handle. I know, but I won't let you escape unscathed. This farce must end. As the spirit finished speaking, a blue, prism-like crystal appeared in its palm. Damned lunatic! The Blood Demon Envoy cursed loudly, clearly shaken by the spirit's sudden move. In the name of the ghost-faced soul flame, burn and unleash this last shred of brilliance. The spirit murmured to the sacred flame crystal before him, its pupils flickering with determination and resolve. Whoosh! As the spirit's voice faded, an indescribable horrific wave emanated from the blue prism-like sacred flame crystal. You're crazy. The Blood Demon Envoy growled lowly. Yinchi, come back to me. Seeing the increasingly intense blue flames on the spirit, the Blood Demon Envoy hurriedly called Yinchi back to his side. Let's go. Seeing Yinchi return, the Blood Demon Envoy didn't linger, intending to leave this sacred flame space because he knew that if the ghost-faced soul flame exploded, he would suffer immensely. Where do you think you're going? The spirit, harnessing all its power to self-destruct, aimed to use that mighty force to leave the Blood Demon Envoy stranded. Seeing the envoy trying to flee, it rushed forward. As it spoke, an azure power of the sacred flame enveloped the entire sacred flame space. Damn! The Blood Demon Envoy, realizing this, had no choice but to give up on escaping, gathering power to withstand the spirit's self-destruction. The sacred flame space belonged to the ghost-faced soul flame, and with the spirit utilizing the power of the sacred flame crystal, the Blood Demon Envoy couldn't escape in a short while. While the spirit and the envoy were locked in a standoff, events unfolded elsewhere. Xiao Yan, are you all right? Nearby, Mu Yingying came to the ground, helping up the heavily injured Xiao Yan, her frightened face full of apology. Thud. I'm fine. However, Xiao Yan was well aware that his internal injuries were extremely severe. Not to mention anything else, his immortal body had been directly pierced by Yin Qi, leaving a skull-sized hole, and even several ribs in his chest had been shattered by Yin Qi's attack. If it weren't for Xiao Yan having been tempered by over 20 types of heavenly flames and the protection of the sacred flame's power, that strike from Yin Qi might have utterly obliterated him. I'm sorry, it was my rashness just now, sob. Mu Yingying, seeing Xiao Yan in such pain, couldn't help but tear up. Evidently, if she hadn't acted so impulsively, Xiao Yan wouldn't have been gravely injured. No. You did the right thing. After all, he is your brother. Xiao Yan coughed heavily a few times, comforting Mu Yingying. Ever since he had met her, he had somewhat understood the girl's nature. You'll be all right. Mu Yingying couldn't hold back her tears, streaming freely from her beautiful eyes. She gently flicked her palm, and a prismatic azure crystal slowly appeared in her hand. The azure flame within it flowed like water directly toward Xiao Yan. What are you doing? Your injuries are too severe. If this continues, you'll die. Mu Yingying looked at Xiao Yan as he blocked the sacred flame's essence from reaching him and spoke up. I'm fine now. The sacred flame's essence is your life. Losing it like this will affect your foundation. Xiao Yan forced himself to speak despite his weakness. Don't worry. I'm fine, Mu Yingying said obstinately, her gaze meeting Xiao Yan's as he spoke again softly. What's the ghost-faced soul flame doing? Little E, who had come to Xiao Yan's side moments earlier, asked as she noticed the intimate interaction between the two, not making a move, and then turned her gaze toward the ghost-faced soul flame and the Blood Demon Envoy. This is... The ghost-faced soul flame is about to self-destruct. Xiao Yan quickly swallowed a few pills, his complexion recovering somewhat, though he used the sacred flame to temporarily protect his shattered ribs, posing no immediate danger. Self-destruct? Mu Yingying's face turned a bit unsightly as she glanced at Yin Qi, her expression etched with pain. Swoosh! Soon after, the entire sacred flame space became agitated. Streams of azure flame mixed with black, ghostly aura burst out fiercely. Humph! Even if you are the spirit of the sacred flame, thinking you could kill me just like that underestimates me too much. Yin Qi, take action, said the blood demon envoy, eyeing the brilliant sacred flame power in the space. He evidently felt some fear. Boom! With that command, a surge of fiery red sacred flame power erupted from Yin Qi at the same time. An extremely malevolent blood aura exploded from the blood demon envoy. At this moment, 3 powerful forces reverberated explosively throughout the space. Let's go. Xiao Yan knew it was not the place to linger, and quickly spoke to Little E and the others. Brother. Mu Yingying looked at Yin Qi, now engulfed in evil, heartbreak overwhelming her thoughts. Don't worry. I'll bring him back, Xiao Yan said, placing a reassuring hand on her shoulder. Okay, thank you, Xiao Yan. Mu Yingying's lips curled into a faint smile, a beautiful dimple forming, and without further delay, she lightly waved her delicate hand, guiding Yin Fudong beside her. Under Xiao Yan's control, the 4 then swiftly departed the sacred flame space. They've finally left? As Xiao Yan and his group left, the sacred flame crystal in the ghost-faced soul flame's hand vanished, silently falling onto Yin Fudong. Blood demon envoy. After suppressing you for so many years, it's time to end this. With those words, the azure flames in the space brightened intensely. In a flash, they suppressed the powers of the blood demon envoy and Yin Qi, a wave of annihilation slowly emanating. Boom, boom, boom. The brilliant azure flame storm, akin to a world-ending catastrophe, annihilated countless members of the extraterritorial evil clan in the demon-suppressing domain, their wretched howls echoing relentlessly. Blood demon envoy. Fall, once and for all. In the next instant, the azure silhouette of the ghost-faced soul flame finally dissipated, becoming the purest azure liquid, shooting directly at the blood demon envoy. Damn it! How is it so powerful? The blood demon envoy's pupils constricted in terror as the chill of death gripped his heart. Swoosh! Yin Qi, seeing this, seemed to want to save the blood demon envoy, but as his fiery red sacred flame tried to touch the azure liquid, it passed through soundlessly. The azure liquid continued unperturbed, striking the childlike body of the blood demon envoy directly. Thud. 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 Ah! In the next moment, the blood demon envoy's blood demon golden chi scattered chaotically, spurting out streams of sinister blood. Boom. 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 Countless azure flames quickly converged from all directions within the demon-suppressing domain, surrounding the blood demon envoy tightly. Ghost-faced soul flame. Remember this, I will make this sacred flame crystal vanish completely, the blood demon envoy vowed with a bitter gaze. With these words, he abandoned his childlike body, leaving only a blood-colored energy mass. Bang! 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 As soon as the childlike body was discarded, it was incinerated to nothing by the azure flames. However, the blood demon envoy was in a dire state, gravely injured without his physical form. Yin Qi, return and merge with my true body. This injury is severe. I must recover within the blood river expanse. The blood-colored energy mass spoke slowly. Understood. Being the sacred flame, Yin Qi was not seriously threatened by the ghost-faced soul flame's self-destruction. With that, Yin Qi's figure silently vanished, heading towards the Xianling royal family, while the blood-colored energy mass also drifted away from the demon-suppressing domain, towards the blood river expanse where members of the Xianling royal family resided. Meanwhile, Xiao Yan and his companions, after leaving the demon-suppressing domain, arrived at a deserted wasteland. Big brother, let's stay here. You need to treat your internal injuries properly, Little E suggested after a short while. Xiao Yan surveyed the area before quietly sitting down to tend to his internal wounds. The fragmentation of the immortal body, coupled with such severe injuries, required careful treatment to avoid lasting issues. Mu Yingying and her companion wisely provided vigilance around Xiao Yan, not engaging in anything else. I wonder where the sacred flame crystal of the ghost-faced soul flame went. That's the origin of the sacred flame, Xiao Yan stated after having stabilized his internal injuries. Just then, a gentle azure flame emanated from within Fudong, who was quietly sitting nearby. Ghost-faced soul flame? Xiao Yan was taken aback by the unexpected occurrence. Senior brother? Xiao Yan's eyes glistened slightly as he began to speak. However, Fudong showed no sign of memory as Xiao Yan spoke. In the next moment, the azure sacred flame crystal was swallowed by Fudong. This? Xiao Yan frowned at the sight. Aware of the importance of the sacred flame to himself, it was indispensable. Interesting. It turns out this fellow is the previous bearer of the sacred flame. As Xiao Yan and his companions exchanged puzzled looks, the soul-devouring talisman within Xiao Yan suddenly spoke. What? The previous bearer of the sacred flame? So Fudong, my senior brother, was the prior master of the ghost-faced soul flame? Xiao Yan was shocked at the revelation. Indeed. Look carefully, deep within his being is an azure flame. This azure flame, although weak, is the source of the sacred flame. It was this last shred of power that preserved his chance for life when controlled by the blood demon envoy. The soul-devouring talisman explained. Then, how should I acquire this sacred flame? Xiao Yan inquired further. It's simple. Fudong is seemingly revived, but without his memories. My guess is, given Fudong's deep-seated hatred against the Xinling royal family and the blood demon envoy, that if you defeat the blood demon envoy, he would willingly hand you the sacred flame crystal. The secret is now in your grasp, the soul-devouring talisman mused sagely. I see. Xiao Yan smiled, understanding that Fudong had indeed absorbed the sacred flame crystal, but not its power, merely protecting it. By the way, soul-devouring talisman, why didn't you intervene when the blood demon envoy wielded such formidable strength? If you had devoured him, your power would have increased significantly, and I could have obtained the sacred flame crystal. It's a win-win, isn't it? Xiao Yan asked. You're oversimplifying things. I could absorb the blood demon envoy, but not in my current state, especially not with Yan Qi around. Without a guaranteed victory, I won't act, the soul-devouring talisman explained. Xiao Yan was speechless. Since that's the case, let's go and rendezvous with our senior brothers, then take down the Xinling royal family once and for all. This will ensure our sect's competition ends successfully, Xiao Yan said, standing up and gazing into the distance. Little E, what's wrong? Xiao Yan asked urgently upon seeing the situation. Big brother, this is our incense pavilion's disciple token, Little E replied. I know, but what about this scorching heat sensation? Xiao Yan inquired. Given the current state, I'm afraid something has happened to our brothers and sisters from the incense pavilion, Little E said, his gaze turning peculiar. I've already slain the mystic three heavens of the Xinling royal family. With our senior brother's strength, who could pose such a threat to them? Could it be people from another super sect? Xiao Yan wondered aloud. It doesn't seem like it to me. It feels more like the blood demon envoy's aura, the soul-devouring talisman interjected. Let's go. Let's meet up with our senior brother.